Good morning. How are you guys doing today? So, here's the thing. I have pretty uplifting words for you guys later, but I'm going to start off with this word. I kind of want to just get this one out the way because this is something that I got really freshly this morning. And like around like 4 o'clock-ish, 5-ish. I don't remember the exact time, but I know it was right before I woke up to start my day. I got this word, and I just want to say that this is a very sensitive season, and warnings have been released. Okay, as in, you know, when God warns you once, warns you again, and God has to keep warning you about something and you are not listening, then there is going to be consequences. Okay, so this may resonate with a little bit of people or a lot. You will know this is your word because God confirmed to you, God has shown you that He has warned certain people who have been afflicting you. He has been warning them. When God warns people, He will tell us that He has warned our enemies. Not only that, but He will tell us, not all the time, but He will tell some of us who are mature enough to handle what He is saying. Like, He will tell us the consequences that are up against some of these people. Some people may gloat, some people may boast, some people may have like a ha moment. And if you have that type of attitude and you're not right in the heart, God may not tell you what the consequences are for your enemies. But many of us who we are upright in the heart and we don't boast or we're not excited about someone's downfall, God will trust us enough to tell us, like, hey, this is the consequences. These are the repercussions of their actions if they do not get it together. Okay? The Lord warned your enemies and told some of your enemies that if they do not stop what they are doing, He has shown them what is going to happen to them. The Lord showed me the passage of First Kings. He showed me the passage with Jezebel, how Jezebel, she was eaten by the dogs. Remember when God prophesied to Elijah and said what type of death that Jezebel and Ahab was going to go through? Ahab felt bad. Ahab repented because he was scared. So Ahab took the warning and repented, right? Jezebel did not take the warning. She kept going no matter what, right? So Jezebel ended up being eaten by dogs. That was one of the worst deaths, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen to one of your enemies where they're eaten by dogs. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the reason why God showed me that passage is because the Lord showed me a sickness that He has warned some of your enemies about and said that if they do not stop what they are doing, there is a sickness that will take over their body, and it's a flesh-eating disease that will eat them from the inside out. So, child, there's many flesh-eating diseases. We know of a lot. Okay, so we're not going to get into what particular one it is. The point of the matter is that the Lord has warned these enemies and said, you can either stop or this is what's going to happen to you. And I remember there was a time, and here's how I know. I remember there was a time where, this was in the past, where there was this male that would not leave me alone. And he was afflicting me. Okay, he was being paid to afflict me. And the Lord actually revealed to this male what would happen to him if he did not leave me alone. And sorry, not him, his loved one. The Lord revealed to the male what would happen to his loved one if he didn't leave me alone, right? And when God was showing this male, who is gifted in the spirit, he can see, but he's a warlock. When God was showing him what would happen to his loved one, I was able to see it at the exact same time God was showing it to him. So I can see the vision playing out, and God was allowing me to see the warning that He was sending this person. So as God was showing it to me, He was showing it to that warlock at the same time. And long and behold, he left me alone. He left me alone and decided he wanted nothing to do with everything going on in the situation, right? So I'm using it as an example to show you, like, that's how you'll know this word is for you, because God has already shown you, you've experienced something like this. But in your particular case, the Lord is going to show you that this particular person or these people, there's something pertaining to a flesh-eating disease that eats from the inside out, that they're going to suffer from if they don't leave you alone. Okay, I want to give you another example. Remember when Miriam came from Moses and was like, hey, you know, does God only speak to Moses? Like, and Miriam and them were gossiping about Moses' wife. Remember that, right? So remember how after Miriam did that, God was upset with Miriam, and there was some sort of like disease that was affecting Miriam's body. So, and she had to go through it for like 7 days, and then she came back, right? If that's a child of God, and that is someone that is with the tribe, with the Israelites, and they are a child of God, and they still went through that type of wrath, can you imagine the type of wrath your enemies are going to go through, and they're not even repentant? They're not even walking with God? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people really think it's a joke. And here's the thing. God is loving. God is caring. God is merciful. God is just, he brings justice. But God is also God of war. God is also God of vengeance. And one thing God does not play is God does not like to be mocked, and God does not like to be played with. And when you are playing with one of his children, especially when the children that he has working on assignments for him that are for the kingdom of heaven, like, that are going to help his people, if you are messing with one of his children who has a purpose to complete and fulfill an assignment for him, God is going to take vengeance on you. Doesn't matter who you are. But one thing about God is he will warn you first. He will tell you first plenty of times. He will be very merciful so many times, right? Jezebel received the warning so many times, and look what ended up happening to her, right? So I want to just give this word out to those it resonates with. Again, you will know it's your word because God has already shown you. Like the example I showed you pertaining to like what I saw with the warlock and he stopped. You're going to see something similar like that, where God is literally showing you visions or dreams of what is going to happen to your enemies or enemy. And he is also he's going to let you know that he has already warned them and said, hey, if you don't stop doing this, this is what's going to happen. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. That is a very, very serious scripture. And when people don't take that seriously and they end up ignoring the warnings, that is mockery to God. And God does not play about that. Okay? So I want to give you this confirmation. I love you guys. Bye.